Hello everyone and welcome to the Trinisphere, where Timmy, Johnny, and Spike battle over all things EDH. I am Adam the Johnny, and today we are taking a first look at Alta Palani Nest Tender. Before we get into that, make sure that you share, like, subscribe so that you catch up with all the rest of our content and all new content as it comes out. Alta Palani Nest Tender is a legendary creature human shaman 2/3 for 1, a red, a green, and a white, and has the abilities 2 and tap to create a 0/1 green egg creature token with Defender. Whenever an egg you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So basically for 2 mana you can create a tutor, and that is pretty sweet. Alta has a lot of different things that we can do with it, and let's take a look. The first thing that I came up with was doing a combo, of course. The combo that you can use here is using a Thornbite Staff, which will untap Alta every time that a creature dies. So every time one of your eggs dies, you're going to untap Alta, and using Ashnod's Altar so we can sacrifice the egg, which will give us 2 mana that we can then use on Atla's first ability to make another egg, sack that, repeat the thing all over again because you're untapping every time with Thornbite Staff, and you're basically able to tutor out every single creature in your deck. Now, that doesn't actually win you the game, so there's a lot of different directions you can go with in picking your creatures that you're going to get. You can go the straight Johnny route and first tutor up a Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker in order to start off a combo, and then either grab a Restoration Angel or Zealous Conscripts, then basically combo off from there, getting infinite creatures, winning the game by attacking, because they will all be hasty creatures. You can go out and fetch a combo. This is one combo you can get. You can grab whatever combo you want as long as it's 100% creature based, or we can go a more Timmy route and play into the tokens, because each time that we tap Alta we get tokens of eggs. We can use cards like Anointed Procession, Doubling Season, Parallel Lives, and Primal Vigor to give ourselves more of those egg tokens to take advantage of. And then as soon as they die via combat or sack effect, we're going to be able to search for big boys. Since in this route we are going with token generators and doubling the tokens, we can move on to some things that we might want to fetch directly to the battlefield that make tokens as well. So we have Armada Worm, Avenger of Zendikar, Desolation Twin, Giant Ataphage, Godsire, Polyraptor, and Worldspine Worm. In addition to that, we can have a slightly more interesting tech in grabbing Nesting Dragon, because Nesting Dragon not only makes tokens, but it makes egg tokens. So because they are eggs, we'll be able to utilize our doublers, making more eggs, grab even more creatures, and just continue this until you have a giant army of big boys. The other option is for you to ignore the concentration on tokens and just get finishers. Straight up finishers out of your deck that are going to end the game shortly thereafter. We can lean heavily on sacrificing our tokens or killing our tokens in some way that we can get things like Elishnor Grand Cenobite, Kozilek Butcher of Truth, Kozilek the Great Distortion, Ulamog Ceaseless Hunger, Ulamog the Infinite Gyre, or Vorinclex, Voice of Hunger. Obviously, the Eldrazi are some of the more obvious choices. If you're getting to play something for free, you might as well choose something that costs 10. But Elishnor, Vorinclex, and hey, you know what? Let's not leave Urabrask out here. Urabrask is very good too. Doesn't necessarily end games as much. So there's a couple different routes you can go with which big creatures or which creatures you're going to go with. You can either go combo, you can go tokens, you can go just end the game finishers, whichever direction you want. The next thing that you're going to need in any iteration of this is some way to kill the token. Yes, we can just wait to block with them because they are defenders, but that's not necessarily a fantastic strategy. So there's a couple of different ways that we can use them. So we've got things like Evolutionary Leap, which means that you'll actually tutor and put a creature into your hand, which means that when we sacrifice a creature, we are going to get a card from the top of the deck after we reveal a creature into hand, and then we're also going to get one from the egg trigger, and that's going to go onto the battlefield. So we get a little bit of card advantage with it. it. Goblin Bombardment just allows us to sack and deal some damage out. Pyrohemia allows us to deal damage to everything. Since our eggs are 0/1s, it's going to kill them. Skull Clamp again is going to allow us to draw cards while killing our tokens. So we're going to get 2 cards in hand. We're going to get a creature to the battlefield. Natural Order actually doubles up what we're doing in that we're going to sacrifice the green creature, which the eggs are green. We're going to put a green creature card onto the battlefield from our library, so it tutors one up, and we're going to reveal until we hit a creature and put that one onto the battlefield too. So a Natural Order is actually going to get you 2 creatures. We can play things like Indomitable Creativity, which is going to allow us to basically double up on the effect. We're going to reveal for the egg trigger itself, and we're going to reveal for the Indomitable Creativity. And then we have a spicy one in Mirror Entity, where we can basically pay 0 into Mirror Entity, which turns all of our creatures into 0/0s that have all creature types, which would kill all of our eggs. And if we had a whole bunch of other tokens or anything else out, it would turn all of those into eggs, among other things. And 0/0s, they would all die as a state-based effect. Trigger, as long as you're able to keep Atla alive, you'd get 90% of your deck out, most likely. All right, so those are just some ideas of things to keep in mind when you're building Atla, and a good first look at this commander. I think that this is one of the more interesting commanders because it lends itself to so many different build types. So this commander from Commander 2019 is fantastic, really interesting. Going to be looking forward to decks that people are starting to build with this. So if you have some deck lists or some other cards that you think need to be added to this deck, make sure that you comment below and let us know about those. Also, remember to share, like, and subscribe if you want to catch more content from the Trinisphere. Until next time, keep brewing, my friends.